Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're here at Laguna Seca Raceway for another track guide, this time in the Mazda MX5 with the rookie setup on there. It's a wonderful, wonderful racetrack, one of the most famous ones in North America, and it's going to make for a great week of racing. So strap in. What we do is we'll do a one hot lap from the cockpit, and then we'll break it down, slow it all down again, and then we'll do a hot lap again at full speed from the chase cam. Thanks, and let's start the lap. Okay, so we'll start off with the hot lap. Over to the left-hand side as we cross the line. Up to fourth gear. Heading to the outside here, getting two wheels over, braking down in a straight line, down to first gear. Back out to the outside, a little lift in third, back on the gas. Out to the outside, really important turn 5. Sharp brake, down to second gear, get back on the gas nice and early. A little lift and then back on at the apex. Straighten out the hill as best as possible. As we come up to the dangerous corkscrew, brake at the top of the hill, down to first gear. Cut on the inside, get straight back over, up to second. A lift through 9, back over to the left. Little dab of the brakes, keeping it in third gear, sorting out any oversteer. Building back up on the throttle. And over and across the line in a 1:36.804. Right, now we'll slow the lap down and I'll show you my braking markers. Right, now to slow it all down. Oh. Bit of smoke there. So we're in fourth gear on the outside. We want to put two wheels out on the right hand side here, but no further than this. And now we're going to start at the 3 marker. We're going to start braking in a straight line, aiming for sort of just outside the apex here. And then we're going to start trailing it off as we look for the apex down to second gear. I'm still on half brake as I clip the first apex. Still on the brake, down to first gear. I gave it a little blip there just to make sure that the rear was settled. And as you can see, I'm just feeling for the grip in first. And now as I come away from the apex, back on 100% throttle. And you're just feeling, looking for the outside here of turn 3. And again, we get to the 2 marker and we're going to do a little lift between the 2 and the 1, along with a little dab of the brakes up to about 50% very briefly, just to settle the car and again get the weight over the front wheels so that we can get the turn in. Still on a little bit of maintenance throttle, and then as I get to the apex, I'm back up at 100%. Exit nice and wide here, but don't go into the sand. Up to third gear, and now we're just doing a big lift here, and we're going to do it just after the 2 marker. And now we're building back up at the apex on the throttle, so that we're getting to 100% as we come away. Again, just correcting any oversteer. Up to fourth gear, and we're looking at the 2 marker here, and just before we get to the 2 marker, I'm going to start braking, and again, briefly up to about 90%, trying to wipe some of that speed off, dropping it down to second gear nice and early, and as we're halfway across the track, I'm starting to build back up, feeling for the grip, and then again, as I come away from the apex, back up to 100% throttle. We go up the hill. This next turn, we're going to start from a nice wide position, as you can see here, making full use of the track. And then just as we come away from the 2 marker, we're going to do a big lift, making sure that we're going to clip the apex here without going over the sausage curb. And as you can see, as I get to the apex, I'm back on the throttle, going up to 100%. Going to exit wide. Now we're trying to keep the car as straight as possible going up the hill because there's a few kinks in here. And what we're wanting to do is we're looking at that 3 marker and we're wanting to get right over to the right hand side, have a nice wide entry from the rumble strip. And once we get to the top of the hill, we're going to do a lift, and we're going to go up to about, what's that, 80%, just short of on the brakes. I'm going to drop it down to first gear, and we're still braking. Now that we've sort of crested it, we've got a little bit more weight on the wheels. We can go a little bit harder on the brakes. And again, we're in first, and we're just trailing it off down to the apex here. I'm going to get back on the throttle, making sure I'm just clipping the rumble strip on the right-hand side. Up to third gear. Doing a lift to get through, and again we're wanting to get as close to the sausage curb without hitting it as possible. Back on full throttle over to left hand side, and again we're looking for just between the 2 and the 1 marker up ahead here. We're going to do a quick dab of brakes up to 50%. We're going to trail that off nice and quickly. We're going to hold it in third gear. I'm doing a little bit of counter steering there just to settle the car down, and we're back on 100% throttle on the apex of turn 10. Exit nice and wide. Now we're looking for the final corner, turn 11, and the braking marker is the 2 marker, as you see here, and we're going to brake quite sharp again, nearly up to 100%, wiping off that speed in the straight line, and then we're going to trail that off as we go down towards the apex, dropping it down to first gear, getting back on the gas at the apex. I actually went a little bit too narrow here, and actually went over the sausage curb, but it didn't actually spoil my time too much. And back up to 100% throttle. And then we just go up through the gears and over and across the line, as I say, in a 1:36.804. Okay, final hot lap, full speed from the chase cam coming up. Right, final time. As always, thanks for your time and your support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.